In 1888, a serial killer terrorized London, brutally murdering at least 5 women. Despite one of the biggest investigations in history, he was never caught. And we still don't know who he was. The name Jack the Ripper is known worldwide. But what most people don't know is just how brutal these murders were, how close police came to catching him, and why. Over 130 years later, we still have no idea who he was. This is the story of the world's most famous serial killer. A man who vanished into the fog of Victorian London and left behind one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. This is Jack the Ripper. London, 1888. The Whitechapel district was one of the poorest, most dangerous places in the city. Overcrowded, filthy, and filled with crime. Prostitution was rampant. Women had no choice but to walk the dark streets at night, trying to earn enough money to survive. The police barely patrolled the area. The gas lamps cast long shadows. The narrow alleyways were pitch black. It was the perfect hunting ground. And in the fall of 1888, someone started killing. The murders were unlike anything London had ever seen. Brutal, calculated, and terrifyingly precise. Jack the Ripper is confirmed to have killed at least 5 women, though some believe the number could be higher. The first victim was Mary Ann Nichols, found on August 31, 1888. Her throat had been slashed, and her body mutilated. 2 weeks later, Annie Chapman was discovered in a backyard. Her throat was cut so deeply she was nearly decapitated. Internal organs had been removed with surgical precision. On September 30th, 2 women were killed in one night. Elizabeth Stride and Catherine Eddowes. This became known as the double event. The Ripper was interrupted while killing Stride, so he moved on and killed Eddowes less than an hour later. Her face was mutilated beyond recognition. The final confirmed victim was Mary Jane Kelly, murdered on November 9th. This was the most horrific of all. She was found in a room, completely dismembered. The scene was so gruesome that even seasoned detectives couldn't handle it. And then, the killings stopped. Just as suddenly as they started, they ended. Jack the Ripper disappeared. The police launched one of the largest investigations in history. They interviewed thousands of people. They searched every corner of Whitechapel, but they found nothing. Here's what made it even more frustrating. The killer was taunting them. Letters started arriving at newspapers and police stations. Signed Jack the Ripper. Some were obvious hoaxes, but a few are believed to be real. One letter included half of a human kidney, allegedly taken from Catherine Eddowes. The most chilling letter read, "I am down on certain types of women and I won't stop ripping them until I do get buckled." But despite the letters, despite witness reports, despite the entire city being on edge, the Ripper was never caught. Police had suspects, dozens of them, but no solid evidence, no arrest, no conviction. So who was Jack the Ripper? Over 130 years later, we still don't know. But there are theories. Theory 1. He was a local butcher or surgeon. The precision of the cuts suggested someone with medical knowledge. The speed suggested experience. Some believe he was a doctor who went insane. Theory 2. He was a member of high society. Some theories claim the killings were covered up because the Ripper was someone powerful, possibly even royalty. This theory suggests police knew who he was but couldn't arrest him. Theory 3. He was never one person. Some believe Jack the Ripper was actually multiple killers, and the media created the myth of a single boogeyman. Theory 4. He died or left London. The murders stopped abruptly in November 1888. Maybe he died. Maybe he was locked in an asylum. Maybe he fled to another country. We'll never know. In 2019, DNA evidence supposedly identified a suspect named Aaron Kosminski, a Polish barber who lived in Whitechapel. The evidence is disputed, and many experts don't believe it's conclusive. Jack the Ripper killed at least 5 women, but his legend has lasted over a century. Why? Because he was never caught. Because the mystery remains unsolved. Because somewhere in the fog of 1888 London, a killer walked free and was never brought to justice. The women he killed were poor, they were vulnerable, and in many ways, they were forgotten by society. But their names deserve to be remembered. Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, Mary Jane Kelly. They were real people, and their killer was never punished. Jack the Ripper is the most famous serial killer in history, and we still don't know who he was. The case remains open, the mystery unsolved. Maybe one day, modern forensics will finally reveal the truth. Or maybe Jack the Ripper's identity will remain a secret forever. If you want more unsolved mysteries like this, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Drop a comment with your theory on who Jack the Ripper really was. Thanks for watching. Kindly like, share and subscribe to the channel for more true crime stories. Remember, some monsters are never caught.